Hola y bienvenidos a esta presentación. In Spanish and English, there are two types of numbers. There are cardinal numbers. The cardinal numbers in Spanish are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there are ordinal numbers. In English, the ordinal numbers are first, second, third. In Spanish, primero, segundo, tercero. So let's first talk about what they actually are and then some little tricks to use them. The word for first in Spanish is primero or primera. We'll talk about the asterisk in a moment, but the word for second is segundo, segunda. Notice, they're going to end in an O or an A depending on if they're speaking about a masculine object or a feminine object. Mi segundo coche, my second car, because coche is masculine. Mi primera clase, my first class is feminine, so it's primera. Tercero, tercera is how we say third. Fourth is cuarto, cuarta. Be careful here because the word for four is cuatro with a T-R-O at the end. This is R-T-O, like the word quarter. Fifth is quinto or quinta. Maybe you heard of quintuplets, 5 babies that are born at the same time. Sixth is sexto, sexta. Seventh is séptimo or séptima. This is the only one. This is one of two that has an accent mark. Eighth is octavo, octava, like an octopus or an octagon. Ninth is noveno, novena. And finally, 10th is décimo, décima. This has an accent mark, and you can remember this because a decimal is a tenth. A decade, DEC, is a group of 10 years. So let's talk about first and third, primero and tercero. When you're using it in front of a masculine singular noun, we drop the O. So, if I read my first book in Spanish, you say, leo mi primer libro. Not primero libro, but primer libro. Notice that the word ends in an R, not an R-O. Me gusta la segunda casa, pero no me gusta el tercer piso. In this sentence, I like the second house. Casa is feminine, segunda, but I don't like the third floor. We drop the O on tercer because piso is masculine. We do use plural forms, so these can end in an OS or an AS. Nosotros somos los primeros invitados a la fiesta. We are the first guests to arrive at the party. Invitados is masculine and plural, so we can say primeros. So let's practice quickly with a few. La clase de inglés es mi sexta clase, because clase is feminine. My fifth brother is named Humberto. Mi quinto hermano se llama Humberto. And the third car, is a car that I like. El tercer coche es el coche que me gusta. We drop the O because coche is masculine. So how do we abbreviate these? In English, it's very common to abbreviate our ordinal numbers, like what you see here on the screen. In Spanish, we do it similarly. So to say first for a masculine noun, it's a 1 with a superscript of a little 0, or an O rather, for primero to make it masculine, and 1 with a little superscript of an A for a primera. I couldn't type the superscript for ER. I apologize, but if we wanted to drop the O and say primer libro, we would write a little ER up top here, just like the O and the A for primero, primera. Same thing with third, and all the others just have an O or an A. Practiquemos. I have the 5th book of the 6. Yo tengo el quinto libro de los 6. Segundo, él se cepilla los dientes por la mañana. Second, he brushes his teeth in the morning. I am the 7th person to raise their hand. Soy la séptima persona que levanta su brazo. Now you may be a man, but it's still séptima because la persona is what we're describing, and that is a feminine noun. Juan es mi primer amor. Juan is my first love. We drop the O because amor is a masculine noun. And finally, ellos son los décimos de llegar. They are the 10th to arrive. Gracias por ver este video y te deseo mucho éxito.